Hmm. Well, I think like many parents these days, we only need to watch the news or read the front page of the newspaper to see that the world is in crisis. And perhaps, I don't know, every generation says that, but I think we are in a unique time, particularly with regard to the climate crisis, where we are literally in the last moments before midnight, so to speak. And I think about that, I think almost every day. And I think about that in terms of my parenting, what skills and experiences do I want my child to have or to be exposed to? Not because I want to shape them to be any particular person in the image of how I envision they should be. Because I don't think anybody can predict what the future is going to bring, but I think we all have a sense that difficult times are ahead. So I think about what tools or skills or experiences does my kid need in order to be a force for good in this coming time, in whatever way their own given gifts, natural gifts, are there and are ready to come out. I think that there's a lot of talk these days about resilience, both in the setting of the climate, individual and community resilience with regard to the climate change, but also emotional resilience is all over these days, talk about that. But for me, what I think it means when I think about my kid is, how can we develop the ability to bounce back from any adversity or challenge that comes? How can we flow with or adapt to such rapid, unpredictable, uncertain change? It's always actually been like that. It's not all of a sudden things are uncertain and always changing, but I think the pace of that these days is really unprecedented. So how can they learn to flow with that change, to adapt to that change, but not only adapt and bounce back, but actually use it as fuel for creativity? Use it for looking freshly at this moment that we're in, because we're not going to solve the challenges ahead, as I believe Einstein famously said, with the same logic that got us in this mess in the first place. So what this time is requiring of us is a fresh look, looking with fresh eyes, looking with eyes of creativity, utilizing the powerful energy of our emotions to see clearly. Is that even possible? They say it is. That's what the emotional rescue method is about how do we work with the energy of these powerful emotions that we're all experiencing and turn them around into creativity and into looking with fresh eyes and using it as a source of power, of inspiration and energy. Because if we keep doing what we're doing right now, we see the results: burnout, lack of creativity, apathy. These are not things that I think will serve my kid well, certainly, and our society as a whole. So there's so many things I could say, of course, about what I hope for my own child. But I suppose in the context of emotional resilience and the emotional rescue method, it tells you a little bit about why I feel so strongly that this method and these types of practices are important for all of us as adults, never mind for our children. Sometimes people ask me, how can I best pass these on to my children, these types of practices and methods? And, I am not the definitive word on that. I would never presume to be, but I do think that they are watching us and they are absorbing everything. At least my child is, for better or for worse. And to the degree that we are all modeling that and embodying that, that is actually the most powerful way to influence that in our children. And those of you who have spoken with me before, or heard me before, know I like to say that we forget sometimes we're mammals. And one of the superpowers that we have as mammals is our ability to co-regulate each other. Our nervous systems can co-regulate each other. And that means that if we're grounded and spacious and regulated in our emotions, then that actually has a powerful effect on everyone around us. So it's benefiting us for sure, but it's also benefiting everyone around us, including our families, our children, our communities, all of it.